Walk me through what's happening with Bitcoin right now as well. Down but not out.
Yeah, listen, I think Bitcoin. We had a massive move after President Trump returned to power. He brought Paul Atkins with him and a whole group of crypto-friendly people. And I think expectations were very high because we had a great last 2 months of last year. People had very high expectations for the 12 months of 2025. They were not met. And so one little pinprick like the Trump tweet on October 10th about the rare earth mineral situation in China cascaded the market, knocked out one of the market makers, and it deleveraged the system. And so Bitcoin, I think surprisingly, somebody like me that's been in the space for a long period of time, it's a crash to others, but it's a normal correction to somebody like me. In fact, sitting here in the mid-90s or the low 90s, if you had said to me, and remember, I was victimized in the Sam Bankman-Fried situation, if you had said to me in January of 2023 when Bitcoin was at 17,000, we were going to be crashing down to 93,000 here in 2025, I would say I'm taking that. So I don't really see this as a big deal, and I think Bitcoin will have a very good year next year.
How good?
Well, it should retrace. It should get, to me, I think it will get to the 150 number over time. Remember, you've got an embedded base of institutional-like investors in these ETFs that are constantly in there buying. The net inflows are there. And I think a lot of the supply from the original Bitcoin investors has sort of circulated out now. That was a big year for that we didn't anticipate. So I think easily 150.
You mentioned SBF, so let me ask you this in the most respectful way. President Trump pardoned CZ. Do you think SBF deserves the same?
Deserves the same? Listen, I think that, he victimized me and many others, and obviously the story is quite famous. The sentence is probably too rough on him, but he didn't take good direction from his legal counsel. He could have pled out and had a smaller sentence. He decided not to do that, and so he's sitting there with a 25-year sentence. If you're asking me as a Christian, do I think that that sentence is too onerous for him, given everything that went down in the aftermath of it? I do. But I don't think he's close to President Trump, and I don't think the people around him have the president's ear. And, the CZ case is a different case. I think you do know this. I wrote a letter on CZ's behalf, and I was very happy for him to be pardoned. I think what Sam did was terrible, frankly, and probably deserved jail time. 25 years, though, I think is a bit too much.
Let me ask you about another major issue in the markets right now. Jared Kushner's involvement in this Paramount Skydance bid, going hostile for WBD with the backing of the Gulf sovereign wealth funds, is a pretty interesting case at the moment. How do you think this ends? And what is the strategic imperative for those Gulf sovereigns to be involved in such a huge Hollywood deal?
Well, I mean, I'll answer that first. I think, well, for them, if you think about what's going on here in terms of the growth, the fact that we're going to have a Disney World or Disneyland here in the UAE, and the fact that the tourism, the growth of the tourism in this region, I've been coming to the region for 20 years, has been absolutely phenomenal. And the notion that a sovereign wealth fund would want to be participating in those types of media assets that could also help them with tourism and so many other things in this area, I think makes total sense to me. So that's that question. As it relates to Jared, I found Jared when I worked with him in the 2016 campaign, even my short stay in the White House. He's a brilliant guy. He's very thoughtful. And I think he's the type of person that if I was on the other side of the table, I'd be like, all right, he's got great resources, he's got a great mind, and he's going to be putting lots of people together. If they really want this, and this is what Mario Gabelli, one of my old mentors, said, if they really want this, is like round 5 of a 9-round fight. So to me, I don't think it's going to trade at $30 a share. I mean, maybe other people think so. If this gets into a bidding war, easily could go $35 to $40 a share. So that's the question. How much do the sovereigns want it, and at what price, and when will Netflix stop bidding? It fits nicely into Netflix's long-term strategy, so and they have the cash to pull it off as well. So the winner here, my friend, is David Zaslow, okay? And, he used to run CNBC when I was a kid. When I was your age, David ran CNBC. But the real winner, he's the real winner here.